Bree.
Oh, thank you, Piper. Marijuana sales and tax dollars do continue to drop in the state of Colorado in recent years. Our senior reporter, Tony Keith, taking a closer look for us at those numbers as businesses outside of Colorado Springs, Tony, get set for some new competition.
That's right, Bree. The sale of recreational marijuana is becoming more of a norm, not just across Colorado, but the country. Take a look at this map behind me. 24 states and Washington, D.C. now allow the sale of recreational and medicinal marijuana. 40 states allow the sale of medicinal. Fewer people are traveling to Colorado just for cannabis. Now that Colorado Springs is joining the mix with recreational sales, it could take a toll on Palmer Lake and Manitou Springs when it comes to tax revenue. But business owners in both towns tell me they welcome the competition. Marijuana sales and tax revenue were booming in Colorado during the pandemic. At the time, Alpine Essentials in Palmer Lake was the only retail cultivation operation in El Paso County.
I think everyone kind of saw this as a gold rush.
Since then, tax revenue has dropped by 41.5% in the Centennial State when it comes to marijuana sales. One of the owners of Alpine Essentials, Melissa Woodward, pointing out the marijuana business is like any ag business.
But at the end of the day, it really is agriculture. You can have crop loss, you can have pests, and when everyone suddenly wants to grow this crop, prices are going to come down. So like in any industry, there is going to be give and take with that.
While the city of Colorado Springs will likely benefit with taxes thanks to the sales of recreational marijuana, Palmer Lake and Manitou Springs could be hit hard. The first retail store opened up in Manitou Springs in 2014, the second in 2015. With only 2 stores and thanks to privacy laws, I can't tell you how much Manitou has benefited from retail marijuana with taxes. There's now a big unknown that council members in Manitou have been talking about since November when it comes to the budget, taking guesses on what they could lose out on with tax revenue.
We may lose over $1 million.
Palmer Lake may feel less of a blow. I paid a visit to their 2 shops, Dead Flowers and Alpine Essentials, within walking distance of each other. The owner of Dead Flowers, Dino Salvatore, points out that his shop has a unique look and feel.
We're going to lose some business, but if you look around my place, I don't really have any competition. There's other people that do what we do, but we have a pretty good.
Salvatore estimates that about 70% of his business comes from customers outside of El Paso County. His shop, just a few minutes from I-25.
Palmer Lake, as you know, does not have a grocery store, doesn't have a gas station. It's got very little sources of income, very little revenue sources. Going recreational 2 years ago has been substantial.
Walking into Alpine Essentials, it's a completely different vibe than Dead Flowers. Woodward agreeing that they feel confident Palmer Lake won't take a huge hit with the new options for recreational cannabis in the Springs.
There's not a fear there. I think competition is healthy. I think really I'm just going to rely on our laurels, and we have so many loyal customers. Our customer service is really what it's going to come down to, I think.
Like Manitou Springs, the town of Palmer Lake doesn't disclose tax revenue tied to marijuana sales because of those privacy laws with only 2 shops. But I'll be keeping an eye on the general sales tax for both Palmer Lake and Manitou to see how they adjust their budgets for 2026 and beyond. Bree?
Well, thank you, Tony. Pueblo City Council was supposed to vote on a no sit or lie ordinance that would make it illegal to sit or lie on a sidewalk in some areas of Pueblo, including downtown. But that vote has now been pushed to April 28th. And residents of Pueblo, including business owners, they're in favor of the ordinance. Others believe it could be harmful.
You got to do something. Something has to be done. I don't want to have to deal with this all day long. All day long, I go walk to the back door and I'm like, hey, you got to move. Hey, you got to move.
If you see them sleeping in the doorway, give them the ticket. Because you know what? They're hindering their business. So I understand how that is. But if they're just having to sit and rest, you shouldn't get a ticket for that.
If the ordinance passes, Pueblo police would have to give someone a warning before they can write that citation. After a warning, the individual would be fined $100. Many local liquor store owners are celebrating after the governor signed a new law aiming to protect their businesses. And this limits the number of grocery stores that can sell hard liquor, vodka, tequila, whiskey, things like that. But right now, there are 36 big box stores in Colorado that do have a license to sell that. In Colorado Springs, that includes the Costco here on Nevada and Sam's Club on Woodman. Colorado law planned a slow rollout of these licenses, which would eventually then become unlimited in 2037.
that they would start eating the sales